Now, I've just spent a bit of time talking about measuring and managing data. And the reason for that is simple. When it comes to the grave environmental questions that we confront, the stakes are simply too high to permit confusion about the facts to cloud or impede our responses. So the greater clarity and precision that we're now bringing to measuring our work, we think will in turn greatly enhance our management of that work. And now, I'm pleased to announce the first fruits of that effort, the first direct and tangible benefits to C40 cities, especially cities in developing nations. These benefits are technical and financial. Today, there's a growing interest in and also increasing capital available for investment in green projects around the world. But before it can take place, substantial obstacles have to be overcome. Too often, the daily grind of government keeps cities from developing the technical proficiency required to apply for and administer complex climate change grants. And because until now there's been a lack of clarity and uniformity in how cities measure the scope of the problems we face or the results that we've achieved, investors have understandably lacked the confidence they need before making major capital commitments. Today, we're taking a big step towards solving these problems. And we're going to do that in partnership with a global organization of unparalleled resources and expertise, one that brings passion and professionalism to bear on raising living standards throughout the developing nations of the earth, and that is the World Bank. Today, we are honored to be joined by Robert Zoellick, the president of the World Bank, and I'm about to invite him to describe their exciting new partnership with C40 in great detail. Then we'll sign a memorandum of understanding actually launching it. But at this point, let me simply say, this new partnership creates a tremendous opportunity for C40 cities to obtain vastly greater technical and financial support from all the public and private arms of the World Bank. It is going to go a long ways towards leveraging private capital as well. It is being made possible by C40's commitment to standardizing how we report on the climate change plans of our cities and to ensure that we're creating a new template to account for our efforts. It's been developed in cooperation with the World Bank and other organizations, including our partners in representing the world's cities, ICLEI, Local Governments for Sustainability. Our new partnership with the World Bank is historic for another reason as well. It is a landmark recognition of the leadership the world's great cities are taking to meet the challenges of climate change. And it's very fitting that such recognition comes here in Brazil, because it was 19 years ago this month that representatives of more than 170 nations gathered at the UN's pioneering Earth Summit in another great Brazilian city, Rio de Janeiro. That meeting brought the world's attention to the need for concerted action to clean our air and water and reduce congestion in our cities and limit the emission of greenhouse gases. Since then, there have, all too regrettably, been detours and delays in realizing those goals. Progress has not been nearly as swift as hoped. Nevertheless, the call to action sounded at Rio still rings loudly in the streets of our home cities and in cities across the globe. Even as action at the national and international levels has faltered, the world's great cities have forged ahead. And the reason for that is clear. As mayors, the pragmatists on the world stage, we don't have the luxury of simply talking about change but not delivering it. My predecessor as C40's chair, former Toronto Mayor David Miller, has put it very well. Nations talk, cities act. Today, representing the great cities of the world, we're broadening the scope and accelerating the pace of our action. Our new agreement with the World Bank is key to that effort. It is also emblematic of the energy and vision that Robert Zoellick has brought to fulfill the World Bank's mission, building a better world through cooperative international economic development.